Wow, my hands are a totally different color, so. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be filming just like an everyday kind of get ready with me makeup look. This is kind of a version of what I do every day. My eyeshadow changes, but everything else pretty much stays the same for the most part. So to start, I have just put on some Ultra Repair Cream by First Aid Beauty. And next I'm going in with my Dream Liquid Mousse. So after that, I am going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape. Honestly, I could use a lighter shade than this, which I might actually go get. But for now, this will work. And then I just blend that out with the opposite side of my sponge. So I have like under eye bags and under eye darkness, which you might not be able to tell as much right here because I have lights on me. But for that, the best thing I found so far is a yellow concealer. So this is the Maybelline. It's pretty dirty. But this is the Maybelline Yellow Concealer, and I just put that on the shadow underneath my bag. So I'm going to go in with that next, and I usually go in with like a little, I use an Ego Tools brush, but I don't have it right now, so I'm actually just using this Urban Decay brush. And I just put it right there where the bag is, well, where the shadow is, and I let it sit for a few minutes, and then I blend it out downwards, and I also blend it up onto my nose a little bit. And then sometimes I'll put this where I put the Shape Tape, but today I'm not going to do that. So while I let that concealer sit there, I am going to go with the RCMA No Color Powder, which I have in this little jar right here. And I have pretty dry skin, so I really don't use a lot of this. And I just put it, I don't even use this every day. I only use it if it's like hot or I'm going to be sweating. So I only put like a tiny bit, and I just put it up here because I tend to kind of crease up here, and then I put it on my chin because my makeup always breaks apart on my chin. And then I do like a little bit on the tip of my nose, and then that's generally it. I'm just gonna spread this around with my fingertip, and then I will apply a little powder on top of this because I think it helps with the coverage of it. And I do blend it up onto my nose a little bit, and like I said, I do sometimes wear it as an all over highlighting color, which I used to do all the time. I don't do it quite as much now. So on top of that yellow concealer I put on, I take a brush, I'll just use this brush, and I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I go in mostly with the banana color in the middle, but I also mix in a little bit of this, and I just put it basically right over where that yellow concealer is, but I keep it right below the bag, like right on the shadow and right below that. Alright, so next, some days I will apply a cream contour, other days I won't. This is the ABH Contour Cream Kit that I recently picked up at Marshall's. It was like $20. I haven't used it a lot, but I've been using this shade right here. And I'm just going in with this e.l.f. like paintbrush looking brush, and I will just apply this in the usual spots. Around the forehead, I always do a little under the chin on both sides, and then I work it up onto my chin a little bit. I go into my cheekbones, and I'm not like super precise with this. I mean, I am when I have a lot of time to get ready, but generally I don't. So that's how I do it. So I'm gonna blend this out. I'm just gonna go back in with the foundation side of my sponge. So after that is blended out, I will go over it generally with a powder. So sometimes I use the Kat Von D, either one of these two. But recently I've been going in with the Deep Butter Bronzer. And I'm going in just with a, this is like so old, this brush, but I use it all the time. So I just go over that with this bronzer. A little bit on my chin. Alright, and then for my nose usually I'll use the grayest shade over here in the Kat Von D palette. I use a different brush all the time. I don't actually have a good one. Actually, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow brush. I use this part a lot. Other times I use like a little more precise brush for the nose. So I generally start at the tip and work my way up and go into the eye a bit. And I don't do like an extreme contour or anything on this. And then I go across the little divot that you can feel, which on me is about right here. And at this point I have like hardly any product on my brush. And then I have a little bump up here, so sometimes I just go across it. Anyways, it's not all that precise. But again, this is like an everyday routine. So for me, every day I get up and I rush to work. And some days I do this if I have a lot of time, well, like half hour. But other days I won't do the cream contour, I won't do like a lot of eyeshadow, you know, it just varies. So I'm gonna let that kind of sit in. And now I'm gonna go to eyebrows, and I will be back for that because it will take me a little bit of time. Okay, so now my brows are much darker and bolder. I may have gone a little overkill actually. So let's add some eyeshadow, see how we turn out. So I'm going to go in with a Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. And first I'm going in with peanut butter. And I am going to throw this all over my lid. I forgot to mention that I put on primer. This is the Lorac eyeshadow primer. I also forgot to mention that for brows, I went in with the ABH Dip Brow in medium brown, and then I used the powder ebony on top of that. And another way I do my brows a lot is I just go in with an eyeliner, like Wet n Wild Kohl liner, which is this. And I fix up my tail of my brow, and then I'll just go in with like an eyeshadow and fill it in. And I actually like that method a lot. It might be my favorite way of doing my brows. Alright, so then I'm going to take that same color and put it underneath my eye. And then I'm going to pick up a bit more and go back and deepen up the lid. And for typical days, I don't do like really complicated looks. I usually just throw a color on the lid, and then I will put maybe a darker one in my crease. And then I like to blend it up pretty high. Well, I don't know if this is pretty high, this is maybe average. But I just kind of blend it out like that. Alright, so I think I'll take a little bit of peanut butter cup and put a little bit of that just on the lid, just for a little sparkle. And then when I do my makeup, I like to come back to things. So I'm going to come back to my eyeshadow in a few minutes and blend it out a little bit more. But I'm just going to jump around. So right now I'm going to put on, this is my favorite everyday lip combo. It's the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Christmas Cookie Liquid Lip with the MAC Staunchly Stylish lip liner. And then as a topper, I put on the Smashbox Mauve, which I smashed mine, so it's flat. But this is my favorite. First, the liquid liner, the liquid lipstick. Honestly, I have used this almost every day since I bought it. Alright, so I'll let that dry for a minute, and while that is drying, I'm going to go in with just an eyebrow spoolie and kind of comb through my brows a little bit. Just to try and move around any excess product. So next in my lip trio is the MAC Staunchly Stylish lip liner. So for that, I outline my lips. I always kind of overline them just a bit. And these two colors are really similar. I'll actually give you a swatch. I've never swatched them side by side before. I've only worn them. So don't mind my discoloration. So this is the Christmas Cookie Liquid Lip Shade. And this is Staunchly Stylish. So this is the lip liner, this is the liquid lipstick. And then I will bring it in just a little bit. And then on top of that, just for more of an ombre look, I use the Smashbox lipstick, which is more pink. It doesn't match these two shades. So again, this is the Jeffree Star Christmas Cookie Liquid Lip. This is the Staunchly Stylish MAC Lip Pencil. And then this is what I put on top, which is a Smashbox lipstick in mauve. So I put this on top when I want a little bit more pink to my look, or when I want a really matte lipstick on top. And I really only do it in the center. And then sometimes I go over it with my finger and move it around. So back to the eyes, I'm going to go in with a liner for my lower lashes. This is the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes. This is the Moonstone Brown. So I am just going to line my bottom rim tell a difference at all? Alright, so my bottom rim is lined. Next, I'm going to go back and just blend out that eyeshadow just a bit. And then after this, I will put on mascara. I'm not using fake lashes. I don't use them on a daily basis. I really don't use them ever, but I have been trying them out lately and I do like how they look. So I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Telescopic. And I'm going to put like 2 to 3 coats on my top lashes and probably 2 on my bottom. Alright, so almost done. Next, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild blush in the shade Apricot in the middle with this highlighting brush by e.l.f. And this is a very natural looking blush, so I wear it on days when I look more natural. I also just realized that I forgot to contour the bottom of my nose, so I'm going to go back in with that. So after that, I'm going to go in with highlighter. So the 2 highlighters that I use mostly are Becca Vanilla Quartz, which is like a vanilla, well obviously it's a vanilla shade. And then I also use the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. Looks like this. So I'm just going to use both today. I tend to use this Precious Petals for my cheeks more because it does have like a, I don't know, like a rose kind of tone to it. And then I will use the Vanilla Quartz on my nose. Sometimes I put highlight right above my lid, my lip, and then I just put it down the center and on my tip. Just kind of brush it in the inner corner. Sometimes I like to put a little under my brow bone, and again, this is like an everyday morning makeup look if you like to wear makeup. So I don't have like all the time in the world to be precise in the morning. I usually am running out the door. And then sometimes I put it up here. I don't all the time, just occasionally. And then I'll just put a little bit of the Vanilla Quartz on my cheeks. Then I like to dab the Smashbox around my lip a little bit. So this is pretty much it. I'll go in with like a Fix Plus or right now Urban Decay All Nighter. So this is my final everyday go-to look that I wear like on the weekends or when I go to work, when I have like time to get ready. It's just pretty easy, pretty long lasting, and that's it. So if you like this video, please subscribe. I hope to be back with more makeup videos, tutorials. Next up, I'm actually going to be filming the Tarte Be a Mermaid and Make Waves palette. So check back for that. And I post usually 3 times a week, but you know, some things happen. So please subscribe and I will see you soon.